Join me as we take a deep dive into the rumored connection between Brian Austin Green and Tichina Arnold and explore whether this moment in Brian's life may have brought long-standing insecurities to the surface. Celebrity relationships have always fascinated the public, not just because of who is involved, but because of what those relationships represent. Fame, success, vulnerability, and reinvention often collide in very public ways. When Brian Austin Green and Tichina Arnold became the subject of conversation, it wasn't just about romance, it was about timing, emotional history, and the quiet struggles that often follow major life transitions. Brian Austin Green is a name synonymous with 1990s television. As David Silver on Beverly Hills, 90,210, Brian became a household name at a young age. Growing up in the spotlight shaped much of his adult life, from career expectations to personal identity. Fame arrived early, and with it came pressures that many people never experience: constant comparison, public judgment, and the challenge of separating one's real self from a carefully constructed public image. While Brian's career continued well beyond 90,210, the role remained a defining point in how audiences perceived him. That kind of long-term association can be both a blessing and a burden. On one hand, it offers recognition and opportunity. On the other, it can trap someone in a version of themselves that no longer fits who they've become. As Brian navigated adulthood, his personal life increasingly became part of the public narrative. His relationship and eventual marriage to actress Megan Fox drew intense media attention. Megan's rapid rise in Hollywood placed the couple under an even brighter spotlight, with their age difference and dynamic frequently scrutinized. Together, Brian and Megan built a family, welcoming 3 children. For years, they appeared to balance fame and parenthood, but behind the scenes, the relationship faced challenges. Breakups, reconciliations, and rumors became recurring headlines, creating an environment where very little was private. When their marriage officially ended in 2020, it marked a significant turning point for Brian. Divorce is difficult for anyone, but when it unfolds publicly, the emotional impact can be magnified. Every interview, every statement, and even silence can be interpreted and debated. For Brian, the end of his marriage wasn't just the loss of a partner, it was the loss of a familiar identity. After the divorce, Brian entered a period of introspection. He spoke openly about therapy, emotional growth, and confronting patterns from his past. Unlike many celebrities who avoid discussing vulnerability, Brian acknowledged his struggles with insecurity, self-doubt, and fear of failure. These admissions resonated with fans who saw a more human side of someone they had watched for decades. It was within this context that conversations surrounding Tichina Arnold began to surface. Tichina Arnold has built a career defined by longevity, talent, and resilience. From her breakout role on Martin to her work on Everybody Hates Chris and The Neighborhood, she has consistently remained relevant in an industry known for its volatility. Her public persona reflects confidence, humor, and strength, qualities that have made her a respected figure in entertainment. The idea of a possible connection between Brian and Tichina intrigued many because of their different paths through fame. Brian's early stardom contrasted with Tichina's steady climb. Their experiences shaped them differently, yet both understood the pressures of public life. Whether the speculation reflected a genuine romantic relationship or a moment of public curiosity, it sparked discussion about emotional readiness, healing, and what it means to start over later in life. For Brian, any new relationship, real or rumored, would naturally come with emotional weight. After a highly public divorce, stepping into a new chapter can bring both hope and anxiety. There's the desire to move forward, but also the fear of repeating old mistakes. Insecurity doesn't disappear just because time has passed. Often, it resurfaces when something meaningful is at stake. Being linked to someone as established and self-assured as Tichina could challenge internal narratives about self-worth. Relationships between equals can be deeply fulfilling, but they can also force people to confront lingering doubts. Am I enough as I am now? Have I truly healed? Can I show up differently this time? Public reaction only adds another layer. Fans and critics alike weigh in, offering opinions that can range from supportive to harsh. For celebrities, these reactions are unavoidable. Even when ignored, they exist in the background, shaping how moments are perceived and remembered. Brian has acknowledged that public scrutiny has affected his self-image over the years. Fame, rather than reinforcing confidence, can sometimes erode it. Constant comparison to past versions of oneself, to former partners, or to unrealistic expectations creates a cycle that's difficult to escape. At one point, Brian shared a particularly candid reflection about feeling emotionally exposed. This moment stood out because it stripped away the celebrity facade. He spoke not as an actor or public figure, but as a man reckoning with uncertainty. That honesty resonated deeply, reminding audiences that insecurity doesn't discriminate, it exists even in lives that appear successful. This vulnerability reframed the narrative surrounding him. Instead of being seen solely through the lens of past roles or relationships, Brian emerged as someone actively working through growth. It wasn't about perfection, it was about progress. Tichina Arnold's presence in the conversation highlighted another important theme: emotional balance. Her career and public image reflect a woman who has weathered the industry with grace and determination. For someone like Brian, engaging with that kind of energy, whether romantically or personally, could be both grounding and challenging. Relationships later in life often differ from those formed earlier. They are shaped by experience, past heartbreak, and a clearer understanding of boundaries. They are less about fantasy and more about compatibility, communication, and emotional safety. The speculation surrounding Brian and Tichina ultimately revealed more about public fascination with transformation than about the individuals themselves. People are drawn to stories of reinvention, especially when they involve vulnerability and second chances. At its core, this story isn't about confirming or denying a romance. It's about understanding how moments of connection, real or perceived, can act as catalysts for self-reflection. They expose areas that still need healing and highlight strengths that may have been overlooked. Brian Austin Green's journey shows that insecurity doesn't mean weakness. It means awareness. It means recognizing where growth is still needed and being willing to face it, even when it's uncomfortable. His openness has helped shift the conversation around masculinity and emotional expression. By acknowledging fear and uncertainty, he has given others permission to do the same. Tichina Arnold's continued success serves as a reminder that confidence is built, not given. Her story underscores the importance of self-belief and adaptability, qualities that resonate far beyond Hollywood. Together, the discussion surrounding their connection invites a broader reflection on love, self-worth, and resilience. It reminds us that everyone, celebrity or not, navigates periods of doubt and renewal. In the end, what stands out most is the humanity beneath the headlines. Beneath the speculation and curiosity lies a familiar truth: growth often begins where comfort ends. Brian Austin Green's willingness to share his internal struggles has reshaped how many people view him, not as a symbol of past fame, but as someone evolving in real time. That evolution, marked by honesty and introspection, is what makes this story compelling. Because ultimately, this isn't just a celebrity narrative. It's a reminder that healing is ongoing, self-worth is fragile, and starting over is both daunting and necessary. And perhaps that's why stories like this resonate so deeply, because they reflect our own journeys, played out on a much larger stage. Thanks for the watching and subscribe.